Hello and welcome back to Ebsworth Street. It's been a bit of a while since I've done a video. I've been busy doing various things for my model railway club. I've been doing some filming with Pete Waterman for a new TV series which is going to come to your TVs very soon. Can't say too much. That's enough. So what have I been getting up to? So Ebsworth Street's over there. It's got a show. So in the next couple of months, you're going to be actually starting to see some of Ebsworth Street. I'm going to try and get it up in the log cabin. I've been working on a new 009 layout with a friend of mine from down the Model Railway Club. And also Gordon's Lane. What's happened? Well, when I first started building it all those years ago, only two, I decided to use smaller cables. Now, these cables were computer deplug cables, they're only 25 way and the strands are quite small. So what I've had to do is I've had to upgrade the cables. So over 2,000 wires later, I've now upgraded the cables to a 36 core cable, replacing it. And then also, some of you may have seen in the last video, I've actually put tops on top of Gordon's Lane. Now, downside is you can't see inside when you're operating in the centre or where the fill yard is. So it was a bit of a mistake on my part, but then that's the difference. We all learn from our mistakes. So what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to show you what the cables have been replaced and show you how I'm actually going to get around fixing this idea that I thought was great to put the tops on it so you can see it as a nice long picture frame. Come and join me. See you in a moment. So I have got the layout in my front room at the moment because obviously I've got a little bit more space in here. So these is the new cable. You can see quite nice and chunky, and that was the old cable, so you can see it's almost double the size of the wiring and the strands. So what I've decided to do in this configuration, I have now permanently paired these two boards up together, and in the future if I need to downsize it, if I need to get like a smaller van or anything and need to do it that way, I can just cut the wires, put the plugs on, which obviously you can see there. So same as that one there is all paired together, and then there's another one that is in the van currently, so it's out the way. So you can see I've put a bit of a white shine reflective on the underside of it, and obviously painted the roof. So you know, there's the layout. So yeah, with that in mind, obviously that's one of the main reasons why I've had to try and think of how am I going to rectify this issue. So what I've cleverly done is I've managed to find myself and source myself a screen which will then connect to my 12-volt supply. Just bear with us, while I should have got all this ready before I started the filming, and there's my cable with my camera. So I've decided to get a HD camera, which obviously I'm going to mount up on the inside of the board facing down so that you can clearly see the signal, which obviously is there. So what I'm hoping it will do that. So it gives you an idea of, you can actually be able to see the signal. I did think about pointing it there, but obviously then the angle of the camera will be too low. So I've just got a couple more bits to finish off on the wiring, and then we're pretty much ready to go. So you can see me in the reflection. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to crack on, do a little bit more wiring, and then come back and see how far I've actually got on. So I have installed the monitor. Obviously these are the bits of wood that I made. I've connected the 12 volts onto my power supply, which obviously you can see just down there. The only downside is I didn't kind of realise that I need a phone-to-phone jacket for the camera to the monitor. So I've ordered those, fingers crossed, hopefully it will arrive tomorrow. But I've just set it up. So that's one that is obviously now in, doesn't take up too much space, which is not so bad. And obviously the advantage point is you can actually move the cameras, move the screens, and obviously I'll be able to move the monitors around. So if you are in the footy yard driving trains, depending on which end you are, you'll be able to see what is on the screen. So fingers crossed, hopefully I'll be able to give you a bit of an update later in the video. So we're down the Modern Rabbit Club today. We've tested up Gordon's Lane and we've done a load of wiring to the layout. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you inside, I'm going to explain to you exactly what we've done and give you a little bit of an overview of the whole layout and how it's going to be operating. So when you come and see me at an exhibition, you'll be able to see the full experience of Gordon's Lane. So come and join me now. So the main feature that what we've done now is I've basically wired in the panel here and we've done the track circuit indication. So as you can probably just see there's a train coming along and there it is, just rapidly just going through. Also with the panel, I've put in an auto button so that it allows me that if the train then comes through, it will then cancel the route. So I can then set the route there, pop it in auto, and also now I've got full control over the sets of points, and then the points then move. And then the train will be able to go through and set vice versa. So this is one of the major things that I've been trying to complete with the layout, is to get the panel working so when we do go to shows.
Does this also mean, now you've got this panel working, you can also have shunt movements in this yard part without affecting the main running lines?
That's correct. So this panel here is going to be universal, so it can either come around the front or it can go around the back. So you can see different variations of the train. So as you can see there, the train is going through and you'll be able to see the track circuits coming round. So coming on further down here, obviously the only thing that will need to be put on at each show will be the crane, mainly because obviously the crane has a little bit of an issue. If I put it there, that just sticks out, so when it goes into the van it's a bit difficult, so we decided to just leave that out for the time being. You may notice you can't see any daylight from the tunnel over there, and I'm doing a little bit of a temporary look to see what I can do to hide the light. So what we've done is obviously I've just put a little bit of wood over the top for the time being, just to give it that bit of a shield, but then hopefully once I've made a bit of a tunnel mouth, that will give it a more of a realistic look going into the tunnel, and then the same will have to happen down that end. So the camera is now installed, and as you can see there goes the 73. Ignore the signal because obviously that's still a work in progress, but it gives you a good, nice, clear view of the point work and how it will set. I've just got a couple more things I need to do, is obviously reset the camera up above, and then I've got the other end to sort out. So all in all, a very successful running session. So we're back in my front room. So last night we had the layout up down the club, so we had the camera down that far end installed, and obviously today I've installed this one. As you can see there, you can see the signal just here, which obviously means you've got enough distance. So if you're bringing the train up and stopping it, you know exactly where you're going to need to stop to bring the train to a stand at the signal. Also quite cleverly, you can see this shunt here, so at the moment it's got a red, so obviously if you needed it, it would be 2 whites, and the same is there, but obviously that route you're only going to be coming out that way or going across. So I'm quite happy how this is. Obviously here today we've got a load of people here operating the layout as it would be in an exhibition mode, so that they can get used to it, so when we do go to shows they know how the layout will operate and how it will then for the general public to see it being viewed. So at the moment there's quite a few people there. It's to try and get the experience up on the layout. So you've got one as a signaller, and then you've got 2 drivers on the outer, 2 drivers on the inner, and then a couple moving them up. So the idea of today was to run all the rolling stock to actually work out what needs doing, how things need to be repaired. So I've done a couple of repairs on some 159s, done a repair on the 57 with the Voyager, just to make sure it's all working correctly. And as you can see, it's running pretty much 95% there. I've only got a couple of bits left to do on the panel. Got a couple of bits left to do on the signalling, but once that is all done, I'll be pretty much ready to go into full-blown running loads of trains. So I'm going to wrap it up there for now. I'm going to put some clips together of some trains that have been running today. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next update on Gordon's Lane. Enjoy these clips.
shoulder and avoid that. 4 out. Oh.